From Centennial Ice Rink, we are live for North-South on Thanksgiving Eve. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into tonight's broadcast alongside Wes Anderson and Andrew Rubin. I'm Max Anderson. We've got Dylan Ward down on ice level for this annual Thanksgiving Eve tradition between Glenbrook North and Glenbrook South. These two teams play this game every single year, and for 18 years between 2005 and 2021, it was all Glenbrook North. 18 straight wins in this rivalry until 2 years ago. GBS took the crown back. Right back came GBN last year, taking it. Andrew, you played in this rivalry. What's this game like?
You mentioned it, Max. There's nothing like this rivalry in the state of Illinois. Day before Thanksgiving, tradition that goes long as anybody can remember.
We want to thank you for tuning in on Marquee Sports Network, the J&M Media crew, live for you here from Centennial Ice Rink. Huge thank you to the folks back at Marquee and all the folks here as part of the SHL and the Chicago Wolves for part of this community showcase. With that buzzer, we're going to turn it over to public address announcer Sam Schwartz.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hockey fans, and welcome to Centennial Ice Rink for the annual North-South game. Today's game features the visiting North Star and your Glenbrook South Titans. And now let's meet the teams. First for the visiting team with an 11-2-0 record, the Glenbrook North Star. Senior forward number 7, Josh Robb. Senior forward number 8, Jonathan McKay. Senior forward number 9, Charlie Walker. Junior defenseman, number 10, Jackson. Freshman forward number 11, Damian Trusak. Senior forward number 14, Spencer Goldman. Junior defenseman, number 22, Logan Lyons. Senior defenseman, number 23, Charlie Rosen. Junior forward, number 27, Thomas Henriksen. Senior goaltender, number 32, Adam Silver. Senior forward, number 33, William Rankovic. Junior forward number 44, Nicholas Jackson. Freshman defenseman number 47, Vincent Serra. Junior forward number 79, Benjamin Abunyan. Junior forward number 80, Jackson Sterner. Senior defenseman number 81, Brendan Contreras. Senior forward number 85, Daniel Rubin. Junior forward number 89, Jackson Fabula. Junior forward number 90, Andrew Playa. Senior forward number 92, Tristan Miller. Senior forward number 93, Max Schmerich. Junior defenseman number 95, Shane Simplehead. And junior defenseman number 97, Theodore Gerald. The head coach for Glenbrook North is Evan Polikinas. The assistant coaches, Robert Schmidt, Ben Stein. The goalie coach, Seth Miller. The managers are Heather Goldman and Diana Salpan. Also in goal for Glenbrook North, number 70, Michael Lieberman. And now, Here comes the coaching staff. The head coach is Jimmy Philbin Sr. The assistant coaches are Joe McCall III and Jimmy Philbin Jr. The manager is Gil Weiss. And now let's meet your Glenbrook Titans. Senior defenseman number 2, Aiden Willard. Sophomore defenseman number 6, Lucas Fagan. Junior forward number 8, Blake Hopper. Senior forward number 9, Ben Stevens. Senior forward number 13, Evan Bull. Junior defenseman number 14, Ryan Mulvey. Junior forward number 15, Jonah White. Junior defenseman number 17, Cole McPherson. Junior forward number 18, Charlie Preston. Senior forward number 22, Dylan Montel. Junior defenseman number 23, Asher Vanderpool. Senior forward number 26, Adam Sokol. Senior forward number 29, Benji Paczerski. Senior forward number 34, Jackson Higgins. Freshman goaltender number 41, Thomas Winston. Senior forward number 42, Jonathan Sassonia. Senior forward number 72, Mitchell Adams. Sophomore defenseman number 76, Will Fagan. Senior goaltender number 78. Senior goaltender number 78, Sean Runcana. Senior forward number 91, Zach Corey. And senior forward number 96, Frank Surma. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your Glenbrook Titans. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the Glenbrook South Titan hockey commitment to the Lakeview and surrounding communities, we also present information to the Northfield Food Pantry for $2,500. From the food pantry to receive is Shiva Wilson-Zoni. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center ice. We now welcome to the ice District 225 Superintendent Dr. Charles Johns. We are proud to present Dr. Johns with a Glenbrook North Glenbrook South National Commemorative Jersey. With captain for each team make their way, The center ice for the ceremonial puck drop. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Charles Chippa. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you, please rise to table and remove headwear it's wearing as we honor our country and those who serve. With a playing of our national anthem, please welcome to the ice to perform our national anthem, Addison Helpin.
A rousing rendition of the Star Spangled Banner performed on guitar here tonight. Once again, welcome back to the broadcast. Max Anderson, Andrew Rubin, Wes Anderson, Dylan Ward down on ice level for all of today's action here live from Centennial. Gentlemen, we started this broadcast talking about this rivalry. Each and every single year on Thanksgiving Eve, these two teams get together. Andrew, you've played in it. Wes, we've had the chance to call 6 or 7 of these games now over the years. What's this environment like every single year?
Max, it feels like it's just gotten better and better as the lights finally come on. This place is ready to explode. We've got the Glenbrook North fans are right. We can even hear the Glenbrook South fans all the way down on the other side. And as this music starts getting going, the energy starts flowing, people start jumping around, and I'm excited here tonight, guys.
Yeah, Wes, you hit it right on the head. The energy in this building right now is unlike any other. This might be the most excited I've ever seen this building for a game of this magnitude. It's going to be a real great game to watch. We can't wait to let it happen.
Zooming in on this matchup, there's a really interesting test in goal. You've got a freshman in GBS, all the talk of the league. Anytime a freshman starts in high school hockey, it's a big deal. Meanwhile, you've got Michael Raderman, who might be the front runner for the JJ State Player of the Year award right now. That is where our attention starts here tonight.
Max, I mean, the last time these two teams played, over 50 shots apiece, only 2 goals between the two of them. Had to go into OT to settle it earlier on in September. And I expect, honestly, the exact same thing. You talk about Michael Raderman, 4 shutouts, 8 goals in, 13 league games here. This kid's on an absolute heater. Go to the opposite side of things. Thomas Preston, you talk about the freshman. Like less than 3 goals a game, 2.55 goals against average, above 9 in the save percentage department. So both goalies are going to show out tonight. As we said, that energy starts to ramp up. Both kids love to play in big games.
You guys both alluded to the ability of Michael Raderman possibly being the front runner for the Illinois State Player of the Year. Wes, you said 4 shutouts. He could easily have a few more. He got taken out of a few games, put in a few games, a few minutes into the game. That shutout can easily be at 8 already, which is something spectacular. We almost have never seen that before, those numbers in the SHL.
Guys, as we get closer to puck drop, we're going to send it down to ice level, where Dylan Ward is standing by with GBS head coach Phil. Dylan, take it away.
Thanks, guys, so much. Jim, you guys are 5-0-0 when you score the first goal. Well, the North Spartans are 8-0-0. How important is setting the tone in a game like this?
Well, we'd like to get on the scoreboard right away, obviously, but, 3 periods of hockey, it's a long game, so, we'll take every shift as it comes.
We were just talking about Thomas Preston up there in the booth, your freshman goaltender, getting his first taste of this game here tonight. What are you looking for out of him?
Well, I'm really proud of the way he's played and grown all year already. I mean, like you said, he's a freshman. He's ready to go at our morning skate. He was focused. I think he's going to give us a great game tonight.
In a game like this, with a crowd like this, it's probably easy for these guys to get carried away by the moment. So what's your main message in terms of just making sure they play their game and stick to their rhythm?
Well, we stay focused. We play for each other. We're not playing for, their fans and friends and family right now. We play for our family, guys on the bench, on the ice. That's going to be our focus. We're going to stay even keel and score some goals.
Sounds good. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. And Wes, Andrew, in a game like this, the last question that Dylan asks is always one that we focus on. With this many people in the building, the game on Marquee Sports Network, all the fanfare that comes with this matchup, those first couple of shifts getting your legs under, Andrew, I know you could speak to that specifically.
Yeah, you got to do something. You got to do something to get yourself back in the feeling of playing a hockey game, whether it's delivering a hit, making a hit, getting a quick puck touch. You can real quickly get into awe of the moment that you're in and forget what you're really here to do.
And it's so cliche. It's just 2 points at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if there's 10 people in the stands or close to 1,300 as we have here tonight. So, as you say, get your touches in early, then after that, both teams will be able to calm down and get after it.
Offensively, we haven't talked about either of these teams because that's not how they've been driven this year. Graduation of a guy like Zach Freemuth, McCauley off the back end for GBS last year. Meanwhile, on the GBN side, a very spread out scoring attack. These two teams thrive defensively.
Yeah, you mentioned it, but big returner for Glenbrook South offensively is Blake Hoffer, one of the top leading scorers in the SHL. He is definitely somebody to watch out for. Number 8 in white. He's a big body with a great shot. A lot of their points, especially on the power play, run through him. As you mentioned, for the other side, Glenbrook North, a very balanced attack. We don't have the power point numbers we normally see from Glenbrook North, but you look at their top scorers. You got Daniel Rubin, Thomas Hendrickson, Josh Robb, Charlie Walker. All those guys are always all over the ice for them.
With that, we will step aside for our first timeout break. Thank you for tuning in to Marquee Sports Network. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to the Centennial Ice Rink. 17 minutes up on the clock. If you're new to high school hockey, it's 17-minute periods. There will be an ice cut between the second and third period. Between the first and the second period, it will be just a 3-minute break between. That sets the stage here for, as Wes said, it's just 2 points, but to these two communities, it's so much more.
Oh, it always means so much more. I mean, you could put these two guys in a barn in the middle of nowhere, and they're still going to go at it like it's the Super Bowl. So I expect nothing less here tonight, and we're about 30 seconds away from puck drop, guys. We can feel the intensity starting to brew here in this building.
Going back to what Dylan brought up to head coach Jim Philbin, both these teams undefeated when they score the first goal in the matchup, something to watch out for early on.
And guys, usually these two teams face off for the first time in the season here on Thanksgiving Eve. Well, it's the first time in the SHL regular season, but an oddity this year. In the preseason tournament, Glenbrook South, Glenbrook North met in the semifinals. It was a close game, 2-1, the shootout victory for Glenbrook South. Frank Surma getting the winner, but even the shots were close in that one, boys. 26-25 in favor of the Titans.
Well, pregame, we got a chance to talk to Jimmy Philbin. The matchup in terms of coaching on the other side, Evan Polakidis, longtime head coach of Glenbrook North, longtime storied career at Glenbrook North and other stops along the way. The battle behind the benches in a game like this is always something we focus on also.
And these two coaches know each other very well. They have great respect for each other, but they're two of the best coaches in the state of Illinois in the game plan and the in-game adjustments they make.
Yeah, it's not only a legendary rivalry on the ice, but also behind the bench. As we hear Sam Schwartz on the PA, we're going to get started here in just a moment.
It's time for rivalry hockey.
Thank you for tuning in on this Thanksgiving Eve. Hope everybody's getting ready for their big meals tomorrow. These two teams will have the day off tomorrow, but then they're right back at it as they'll be a part of the Thanksgiving tournament hosted by Loyola as well. So 1 day of break, but that Thanksgiving day goes a lot better if you win this game.
Absolutely. You want to celebrate that holiday. You want to have a good meal with your family, but that meal is definitely a lot better tasting if you win this game here today.
Starters out for GBN. GBS, final message with their goaltender. What a matchup, the freshman, the senior. We talked about it off the top. The freshman going to have to outduel Michael Raderman as they salute each other. Our referees, Brian Fisher and Kevin Haller, getting ready to get it started on Thanksgiving Eve. We are underway from Centennial Ice Rink here in Wilmette. GBS gets first possession off the draw. Will Fagan has the puck in his own end, trying to play it through the neutral zone. GBS sporting some specialty uniforms, as you can see, these blue shirts with orange lettering and white stripes and white cut throughout. GBN, just their typical road uniforms this year. The white jerseys, green pants, white, green, and gold socks. The battle in the corner ensuing. Ryan Mulvey pins one man against the boards. Out with it comes Benji Pajerski, and GBS will be able to clear. Rink wide pass finds Blake Hoffer. Hoffer's left-handed shot calmly scooped into the glove of Michael Raderman.
There's Blake Hoffer, mentioned him before the game. You will see him streaking down that left side all the time for GBS. Has a real great shot to beat goaltenders from there as well.
I'm excited for that matchup too, Hoffer versus Raderman. You see Raderman just easily snare that with the glove. You know Hoffer's looking to get this crowd ignited here early, so excited to see how that little battle plays out here tonight.
Face it off to the right of Raderman. Centennial takes it away for the Spartans. Charlie Walker can't control along the near half wall, so that will go the length of the ice. But linesman waves the icing. Big hit behind Preston as Rob trying to get action started on the forecheck for the Spartans. Stretch pass missing everybody. Centennial collects and plays back out to the neutral zone. Big hit from Charlie Walker. And Andrew, I think he got your message. You got to find a hit early in this game, get your feet underneath you.
Saw it from two of the members there from Glenbrook North, both Rob and Walker.
Now speed and space coming forward is Adam Sokol. He's missed the last couple of weeks, back in the lineup for GBS, a huge offensive force for the Titans. Drop below the goal, Hoffer controls in the corner. Immediately gets checked by Semmelhack. Now battle up this near half wall, trying to force it out, Henriksen. Cesario comes away with a high slot. His shot blocked by Rosen. Rosen plays up the half wall. Miller taking it right back. Sokol from a sharp angle off the outside of the net. So the GBS faithful start to rise from their feet, but it's got to go in the other way. Henriksen in transition. He'll play it deep. Glenbrook South going to get line changes. Rosen waits at the near point, instead drop back below at Adam Sokol. Throws a shoulder, trying to pry it free. Centering pass, but again, deflected from the slot. You can see early both teams really protecting the center of the ice. Flipped in from distance from Frank Surma. Was going wide, but Raderman made sure.
Max, I want to circle back to what you talked about. The new Glenbrook South jerseys are actually inspired by the 1980 USA Olympic team. Of course, the Miracle on Ice. You can see the stars on the shoulders as well as on the pants as well. One of this team's favorite movies to watch on their annual road trip to Jamestown, New York.
No doubt, every young hockey player, that is something you grew up with, especially this generation. Well, Gerathanis coming forward, carries it into the high slot, but slickly taken away by Will Fagan.
Max, you mentioned Theo Gerathanis just returning from an injury for Glenbrook. Missed the entire season up to this point. Glenbrook North cannot be more back.
Entering the zone, gets deflected. Backhanded shot, backdoor just bounces over the stick of Stevens. He had a wide open cage, but couldn't get the puck to settle. Now Henriksen. Controlled by Ryan Mulvey. Here's Logan Lyons. Lyons carrying into the high slot, tries to drag to his backhand. Can't complete that toe drag. And trickles out to Zach Horace. You can hear every single hit that happens is much delight to both of these student sections. From the point, Semmelheck, his shot hits a couple of bodies on its way through. Nick Jackson with it in the corner, trying to use his body to win the puck back, and he does. Damian Jerzek gets it from the far point, point-blank chance, and denied. GBS in transition. Here comes Evan Bunnell. Bunnell gets it right back, leaving for the trailer, but can't complete it. An expensive piece of firewood scrambled on the ice.
Going back to that chance for Pliam, by far the best chance of this game. A little high direction there for Glenbrook North.
Puck in the corner, waiting for it back at the point. The shot, and into the logo of GBS.
Wes, how important is that first shot and save there for Thomas Preston in this game?
Gonna say, we went about 3 or 4 minutes without a whistle there. GBS with some great speed through the neutral zone, but as you mentioned, Preston finally able to check into this game. A little bit of a traffic as we saw there, but able to come up with a great save, get a whistle, finally, as you said, ease his way into this game.
Wes, one thing I noticed real quickly on is the physical play of Glenbrook North, already delivering multiple hits in this game. Those chances they just had were started by their physical play on the forecheck.
Yeah, Rubes, I think they might have heard you up here talking about make a hit, make a play. They've been active all over in terms of physicality in the first 5 minutes.
Vinny Serra gets his stick on the puck for the first time, sends it back deep into the GBS zone. Titans versus Spartans, scoreless. Just about 5 minutes into this one. It is capacity seating here at Centennial Ice Rink. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 packed into here, maybe more. You can see as the cameras pan around, the glass is completely lined with fans as well. GBS trying to establish some possession in the offensive zone. Gerathanis trying to deny that attitude. Babula trying to clear it. Persistent, keeping it in the zone is Jonathan Cesario. Back to the point, Weller. His shot takes a crazy bounce. Puck out in front, trying to stuff it home and can't. And Daniel Rubin passes to himself off the boards, but fluky bounce almost led to the first goal of the game for GBS.
Puck had eyes there. Michael Raderman able to just collapse and just find that puck through traffic. A great left shoulder save to keep this a tie ball game.
That's why they say get the puck to the front of the net and get bodies there. You'll never know what can happen.
Rosen just missing the stick of Rubin, so that will be icing. We'll head right back down into the defensive zone of GBN. Again, if this is new to you, high school hockey, unlike the NHL, when there's icing, they are allowed to substitute. Another rule that's commonly wondered about is a puck on a play directly from the defensive zone is not delay of game in high school hockey. It is, of course, at the upper levels, so we'll be sure to keep you apprised of those nuances throughout the broadcast here for this high school hockey game between GBS and GBN. Walker with a chance. His shot whizzes just over the crossbar. Puck just leaks out. Luke Jackson wasn't able to keep it in the zone, so GBS is going to be able to clear.
Max, that chance for Walker there was set up off of a set face-off play by Glenbrook North in their own zone.
Mulvey firing it deep. Fagan shoots, deflects wide. Cesario collects. Outside of net, Sokol. Not much of an angle there, and Raderman easily keeps that one out.
Yeah, both goalies so far, guys. This have been some great chances through the first 6 minutes and change here. You talk about Walker on that last opportunity for Glenbrook North. Just misses the net, but still comes out, makes Preston try and make himself big there. And then you see on this last opportunity, Raderman just hugs that post. Rather easy save for him. Just so square to the puck, making life so hard for these Glenbrook South Titans.
Face off. Back to the point, Weller. Blocked by Miller. Ricochets on Hopper. Tries a one-timer, Pajurski. Didn't get any wood on it.
Max, Glenbrook North struggling a little bit in their defensive end, getting man-on-man, leaving some guys open in the slot area so far.
Hopper keeps it alive. Centering pass, but Samalas right there for it. And Henriksen gonna make sure it comes out. 3-on-2, could be 4-on-2 if the Spartans hurry. GBS quick to get back. Right pad save from Preston. Hoffer plays for Stevens. Gets it right back, Hoffer near circle. Good deflection from Logan Lyons as Hoffer had ahead of steam.
Great stick there from Lyons to block that shot and then be able to clear the puck from on a knee.
That's why a guy like that wears the C. You could see Raderman was ready to fly across the crease. Look at that cross-eyes pass, but Lyons just desperation freezes that down, like just completely obliterates that offensive chance by the Titans. And as you mentioned, Rubes, he's able to chip that out, really alleviate pressure on the defensive side of things.
It did result in icing for Glenbrook North, but after a chance like that, they will gladly take that icing call.
One of those things, too. You ice the puck and get a fresh change of bodies, too, so no harm, no foul from the north side.
Weiss gets it back to the point, McPherson. Now battle along the near half wall. Rosen takes it out for the Spartans. He tries to chip it along the near wall, but just as far as Bunnell. Now Mulvey slowing the tempo, so the frenetic pace we saw in that first 3-4 minutes, previewed that for you pregame. We expect these teams to come out ahead of steam, now settling into the game. Turnover in the defensive zone, but McPherson able to collect. Rosen able to keep it in at the near point, but just chips out.
Max, you mentioned a turnover in the Glenbrook South zone. They've also had a little bit of trouble dealing with this Glenbrook North forecheck so far.
Here's Weiss, his shot into the logo, the Spartan logo of Michael Raderman.
Ruben, you alluded to it a little bit before that. You were talking about how the North had a few sloppy plays in the defensive end. South leading the shot total through 7 minutes, 6-3. A lot of that, Michael Raderman doing a great job. No second chance opportunity, something you expect from a goalie of his caliber.
You're all over it. Michael Raderman, one of the best at rebound control in the state of Illinois.
Draw to the left of Raderman. Nick Jackson trying to force it out. Mitchell Adams initially kept it alive, comes back to Weller. Played ahead, Higgins can't control now. Rosen for GBN counters. His shot deflects wide. And cleared once more. Semmelek playing for Babula. Babula can't get any farther than the far circle. Again, turned over in the neutral zone. Both teams, you could tell, don't want to get caught in odd man chances. Certainly playing conservative here in the first period.
Kind of a staple of this game has been Glenbrook South's ability to build a wall almost at their blue line, and they do a great job of team defense. They're shutting down any sort of rush opportunity.
They're going to force GBN to dump it deep and go battle in the corners. We'll see the adjustment. Here's Charlie Walker carrying it in. He spins a wrister and easily gloved.
Guys, you just saw Jackson Babula get done with a shift. Only 2 goals on the season for him, but only 4 games played. That's because he's a multi-sport athlete. Also played football for Glenbrook North this season. Kind of a similar situation to Mikey Baker, but now that season's over, he's in full force for hockey.
Something you don't see as much nowadays, a lot more common, I'd say in the early 2000s era, both a football and hockey player in the state of Illinois.
Back underway as Fagan controls. Walker again content just to spin it deep and play aggressive on the forecheck. Easily broken out, and Adam Sokol, again, first game back. Been battling an injury, but good to see him back on the ice. A huge piece at the center dot for GBS. That's someone that they're going to need as they move forward if they're going to make a run in SHL or state play. Up comes to Ruben, far half wall, sharp angle. Preston hugging that post, making sure it doesn't sneak by him. In front of the GBN bench, fortunate bounce comes back to the Titans. But Rob there on a back check. Make sure it goes no further. Cesario absorbing a check. A little over 10 minutes in. No real high quality scoring chance for either side at this point. It's been a defensive stalemate. Both teams not taking any chances early. Here's Mulvey with speed. Mulvey takes a shot well wide of the cage. Stevens trying to follow up along the near half wall. Pajerski collects. Raderman wants to keep it alive. Weller from the near point. Was wide of the cage. Charlie Rosen. Off for Pajerski, comes to help, comes to Henriksen. And chip back out in the neutral zone.
Really starting to see both teams get into their game plan. As mentioned, those first few minutes got guys a little bit excited. We're really seeing both coaches right now exhibit their expertise they have in this game.
These two teams just so familiar with each other. Of course, these two coaches feel like they can probably predict every move either way. It is a chess match behind the bench, no question. Hoffer takes a big hit from Semmelheck, and that gets the GBN student section on their feet.
You can just feel the energy in this building waiting for any big play to happen. These students just waiting to burst out.
Centering pass, just missing Hoffer. Comes to Weller, point extended, deflects wide. GBS's best scoring chance there when Hoffer has space right in front of the crease like that. He doesn't miss very often.
Yeah, great look there from GBS looking for him in the slot, and then a big shot block from TJ Miller.
Here's Boris collecting, now on the follow, but no! On the second chance, couldn't get it to go. And Damian Jerzyk. Penalty. We're going to get our first penalty of the game. Dylan on it. It's going to be GBN headed to the power play first here.
I believe it's going to be a frustration penalty taken there by Blake Hoffer. He was battling in front of the net with a couple of GBN players and behind the play. I did not see the signal of that penalty, Dylan, if he can get that for us, but I believe it's going to be Blake Hoffer.
It was a slash, Andrew, and yeah, Blake Hoffer in the box for Glenbrook South. And Glenbrook North on the power play, 16% here on the season.
Yeah, great opportunity for them to grab the first lead of the night. Preston really hasn't been tested, only 4 shots through about the first 12 minutes of play, so great opportunity for the Spartans here to really test them here in the first period.
Penalty number 8, Blake Hoffer.
Semmelheck at the point, leaves for Lions. One-timer from a sharp angle, misses the net.
1 quick foul penalty, Hoffer, 2 minutes.
Semmelheck once more at the point. Ruben and him exchange. Semmelheck shot, he scores! Jake Semmelheck gets GBN on the board. It's 1-0.
Just a little give-and-go play for the Glenbrook North Spartans. It went from Semmelheck to Ruben. Ruben gave it right back to Semmelheck. As you see, he one-times that puck in a double screen. Looked like it could have been redirected as well.
I think Logan Lyons might have gotten a piece of it in front. We'll get a good look from the goal cam here.
Could not tell if that was Charlie Walker, the other GBN player in front. But either way, a great chance there for Glenbrook North. Double screen deflection on the power play, and that gives us the icebreaker in this one.
Something that the Spartans have been doing all night, keeping things simple, right? Collapsing well in front of their goalie after that those initial chances by South. On the other side of things, just quick pass up top, and then traffic in front leads to the first goal.
So GBN draws first blood. It was all GBS in the early part of last year's game, and GBN has controlled more of the action here in the first period. So Jackson Sterner in front does get the deflection. Semmelhack and Rubin get the assist.
Max, you mentioned that game last year. We have not really talked about it, but it really was one of the comeback for the ages. That shot's going to get deflected out of play. We have a face-off in the Glenbrook North zone.
So one of the things we hadn't gotten to yet tonight, fellas, was the special teams. Power play for GBN, we mentioned it, 16%. Good for 6th in the SHL. That's down. Normally GBN right at the top, 1 or 2 on the power play every single year. That is a huge breakthrough for this team.
Yeah, especially in a big game like this, you're able to get on the board first. We talk about how great each team's records are when they score first, and GBN looking right now to go off and running, try and tack on that second goal, a little insurance for their goaltender, Michael Raderman.
We also saw Glenbrook North have a chance to get set up. They won the face-off early on that power play to help them out.
Possession off that power play draw, always crucial. And GBN executes. We'll see what kind of response GBS has. Talked about it off the top. It was 18 straight years of GBN winning this game on Thanksgiving Eve.
Correction to the Glenbrook North first goal. Credit to goal scored to number 9, Charlie Walker. It is his 4th of the season.
Now a point-blank chance, stuff attempt, follow on, backdoor, trying to chip it in, they do! Jackson Babula gets the second goal of the game for GBN. It's 2-0.
And guys, if I am the Glenbrook South Titans coaching staff, I'm thinking about taking a timeout right now. 2 goals in less than 2 minutes. We talked about how crucial that first goal was going to be. You got to come out and test this freshman goaltender, and all the momentum is on the Spartan side.
Yeah, we see the Glenbrook North forecheck added again. Benji Avnani originally got that puck on net, deflected back to him. His shot rebounded right to the stick of Jackson Babula. And we mentioned he just got back for this Glenbrook North team being a football player, and he doubles the Glenbrook North lead here in the first period.
And that's got to be a daunting task now, too. You guys, you talk about Michael Raderman, how the success he's had. He's looked sharp through the first 14 minutes of play. Now you got to get at least 2 past him to even tie this hockey game. So South's got an uphill battle here for the rest of the game.
Pajurski trying to lead that charge for GBS. He's got room, far circle, blocked away by Raderman. Pops out, follow-on shot, Fagan. Never got all the way through. Pajurski, now Fagan. Near circle, Steven, back to the point, Moldy. Good cycle from GBS, shot from the slot, extended, blocked by Sterner. Sterner getting held and thrown to the ice. No call from our officials. And GBN another chance right off it. Looked like it could have been a holding penalty, no call. Here's Hoffer. Skates high slot, loses possession, Lions all over him. Hoffer, backdoor trying to find Pajurski, just couldn't get a shot off.
Up and down we go right now, Max.
GBS responding, and Raderman senses that as well and says, let's settle things down.
That's a great heads-up play. You talk about why he might be the player of the year in high school hockey. He senses that Glenbrook South has all type of pressure in this north defensive zone, so great heads-up play by Michael Raderman. Try and calm things down just a bit. He knows his team has the lead, and he knows right now his team might need a reinforcement. He's able to get it and live and fight another day.
They want to make a correction on that first goal. It was Charlie Walker. There's a official correction on that, so I want to make sure we give Charlie Walker his due. And for Charlie, that's his 4th goal of the SHL season.
Yeah, Max, that correction was one of those, hey, wait a minute, that was my goal, reported to Sam Schwartz down here.
Want to make sure we get it right. We got 6 cameras here tonight, so you would think we could certainly filter through enough angles and figure it out. Two minutes remaining here in the first period. Daniel Rubin taking the face-off draw in the defensive zone for GBN. Sarah tries to wind it up the far wall, but not out. Weller keeps it in. Semmelhack takes on a check. Possession won by GBS. Here's Fagan, top of the near circle. Deflected off of Raderman and just over the crossbar. Might have been off his helmet.
Great positional save by Raderman. Feels that high screen and able to get a shoulder on that just to tip that over the net.
Of course, Wes Anderson, our goaltender expert, former standout in his youth career. Now brings those insights here to the broadcast.
Thanks, buddy.
Here's Stevens.
Guys, since that second goal, it has been all GBS almost. Glenbrook North really struggling to get any sort of pressure or get the puck out of their zone at this point.
Ryan Mulvey trying to do it himself. Circles the net, leaves for Hoffer. Hoffer's shot blocked in front. Follow-up chance, Stevens back there. Oh, what a save, Raderman!
I mean, bow down to 70 in white. There's a reason he's got an A on his jersey. And a replay of that. It's a great initial save with the pad. He's able to come over full splits, grab that with the glove. Just we've talked about it on and in this broadcast about how good number 70 in white has been up to this game, and he's proven it through the first 17 minutes here tonight.
You see the push with that right skate. That is so difficult to all you people watching at home as a goaltender. Get enough energy.
Centering pass, backdoor just rolls off the stick of Ben Stevens. He had a wide open backdoor, just could not control it.
And guys, Raderman's in one of those modes where he's looking to steal a game. It's one of those where Andrew, you alluded to it. It's been all south since that second north goal, and it's not for 70 in white. This could easily be a 2-2 hockey game.
46 seconds to go in this first period. If you're Glenbrook North, you're almost just trying to get out of this period. Glenbrook South looking to keep the pressure on.
Semmelheck wraps around the boards. Ovanian's going to carry it out for GBN. He's able to get it deep and at least reverse course here in the final 30 seconds of this first period. GBN leading 2-0. GBS trying to respond. Will Fagan controls below the goal. He'll lead the rush for the Titans. Now Pajerski. He rips a shot and snatching it out of the air. Raderman, he wanted to play. He's frustrated with the linesman. You saw him. Wes, what's that like as a goaltender?
That's a confident goal, able to just snare that. And you talk, Andrew's talking about the pushing that Raderman's been able to have. You see him just make a casual left push off that left foot, trying to keep things going. As you alluded to it seconds ago, Andrew, North just trying to get out of this first period. I think that's what Raderman felt, and just trying to play the puck there. But either way, we're going to have a defensive zone faceoff for Glenbrook North.
This faceoff so important here with 13 seconds to go.
Draw, deadlock, away with it. Semmelheck, he'll just try to kill the rest of this period. In the corner, he's just standing on the puck. Final couple seconds. That will do it for the first period of play, and it's a GBN 2-0 lead.
Unbelievable start for Glenbrook North, getting those first two goals, but since then, as mentioned, it's been all GBS in this one.
We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have second period action for you here from Centennial Ice Rink. You're watching the annual North-South game on Marquee Sports Network. Welcome back to Centennial Ice Rink. We'll send it right down to Dylan Ward, who's standing by with GBN captain Logan Lyons.
Thanks, Max. Logan, your team goes up 2-0 here early in the first period. You're undefeated when leading after the first period. What makes it so hard for teams to come back on you?
I just think we get our confidence going. I mean, we just know to get pucks in deep, get shots on the goalie. We know he's a freshman, and we know if we get on him right away, it'll be good for us going forward.
All right, really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Second period action getting underway here in a sold-out Centennial Ice Rink for North versus South. Two to nothing lead for GBN. You mentioned it. That's going to test a young goaltender in an atmosphere like this, in a game like this.
You mentioned it. Logan Lyons mentioned as well, they got a freshman in net. He really held his own, though, in the first period. He made a few big saves. Real hard to put those goals on him, Wes. But this first shift to this second period is so important. We mentioned GBN getting the 2-0 lead. The response Glenbrook South has had, this first shift to the second period sets the tone of the rest of this game.
Especially with the long change here, all types of pressure by the south end, but Michael Raderman up to the task. Let's see if that's going to be able to carry over into this second period, see if they can hem in the North defense, force them not to be able to change, and finally pot a goal here in the second period.
We talk about Michael Raderman. One of the reasons he's such a good goalie is because he's got such a good defense in front of him. Glenbrook North only averages 22 shots against, but Glenbrook South already up to 16 through one period.
haven't been that many high dangers. There's been maybe 2 or 3 we saw, especially there in the last couple of minutes, but a lot of those were clear view for Michael Raderman. That's going to be key. They need to get more traffic in front, make life a little bit more difficult for Raderman.
Yeah, outside of the one where he channeled his inner Marty Brodeur, everything pretty much has been to the outside, especially the first 5 minutes. Just shots that he was able to either push to the side or trap them and not give a rebound. So if you're South, you got to get more opportunities where it's not just one and done. Maybe 2 or 3 shots, force them to make that additional save.
See a lot of those GPS shots as well coming on the rush, just over the blue line. No chance for any traffic or a rebound opportunity as well on a shot like that.
And Rubes, to your point, you're not going to beat Michael Raderman from the top of the circles like that.
Now, puck bouncing around the slot, calmly taken away by Luke Fagan. Here's Weller. Leaves for Sokol. But again, GBN keeping the pressure on.
Good job from this Glenbrook North forecheck on this first shift, forcing a couple of turnovers already.
Surma chips it along to make sure it gets out, but rifling it right back in is Theo Girothanis. With an offsides of a Spartan played it, so they had to let it go. Here's Sokol with speed up the left wing, trying to cross over, but not able to get it past the GBN defense. Keeping it alive, Hoffer. Comes off the half wall. Hoffer's shot deflected, never got through. And cleared by the Spartans. Puck takes a huge bounce off the boards. Raderman could sense it. He was looking around waiting for that puck to drop right back in front of him. Miller's backhanded pass to nobody, and Pajerski able to take it over. Miller still lurking, trying to keep it alive. Now GBS with some numbers coming forward. Pajerski up the slot. Pajerski shoots. He scores! GBS narrows it to a 1-goal deficit.
You see GBS off the rush here. You see that cross crease play. It's a couple of Glenbrook North defenders end up colliding with each other. And right there you see that cross crease play, and it goes right between the legs of Michael Raderman. That goal looks like it was scored by Benji Pajerski. It cuts the Glenbrook North lead in half and makes things real interesting here in the second period.
And for GBN, that just snapped a more than 180-minute stretch without giving up a goal in SHL play. They came into this one 3 consecutive shutouts. The last goal that they had given up in SHL play was at the 10-minute mark of the third period against St. Viator 4 weeks ago. So we'll see how GBN responds.
That's 10 periods for those scoring at home.
And that's why we've got Dylan on the broadcast. He's the math guy, so thank you, Dylan.
And by number 14, Ryan.
Now breakaway chance, pulled down. Will this be a penalty shot?
2 minutes in the second period.
Andrew Plyam looked like he was trying to get to a shooting position. Gentlemen, what did you see?
I think there's absolutely a chance for a penalty shot, but it does not look like we're going to get it as the referee signals just a 2-minute penalty.
Rubes, it looked like he had a step on him too, as we'll go to the replay. We'll be able to pick it up there, but as you mentioned, it looked like he had a step. South players, that brings him down, but North will go back on the power play, try and make this a 2-goal game again.
A huge moment after GBS cut the deficit in half.
2-minute minor penalty for Holting. Center of the penalty.
Guys, one of the reasons Ryan Mulvey is the captain of this team, he's one of the more disciplined players in high school hockey. This is his very first trip to the box all SHL season.
That's a huge loss, as he is a mainstay on the back line. Of course, Asher Vanderplug suffered an injury. He was meant to be part of the defensive core for this GBS side. He's missed the last couple of weeks. Sterner tries to go short side, goes off the back of the net. Trying to dig it off the wall. Finally, Sterner does, waiting for it back at the point lines. One-timer, gets a deflection, just trickles by the near post. Rubin can't get a second opportunity, and the Titans will be able to clear. That puck missed the near post by maybe 6 inches.
Another one-timer deflection for Glenbrook North on their power play right there.
Here's Fagan, takes some time, and he Shuttles it back down towards Raderman. Now Semmelheck has an assist to his name already, trying to add to that. Robb with speed up the right wing. He'll wrap behind the goal, looking for something centering. Instead, he'll go back to Semmelheck, far point. Robb outside the far circle. He'll take a shot. Preston doesn't give up a rebound with 32 remaining on the power play.
And Andrew, you said right before that, that's the second time we've seen that the Glenbrook North, they try and set it up top and then throw that puck at the net with traffic in front. If you're Glenbrook South on the opposite side, you've got to make an adjustment at some point. Help your goaltender out as much as you can. A little bit undersized in Preston, so having that extra body in front of him makes it just so much harder for him to pick up that puck coming from up top.
The hockey analytics will say a screen deflection has the same amount of chance of a goal as a breakaway, for those wondering at home.
Nick Jackson settling the puck, goes below the goal to Robb. Robb, patient with the puck. Drops it for Henriksen. Back to Lyons. Lyons towards net, was looking for a deflection. It just stopped in its tracks. Cleared once more, 10 to go on the power play.
Glenbrook South's puck retrieval on their penalty kill has been spectacular so far today. Almost all loose pucks they are finding a way to win, which is extremely difficult when you're a man short.
Semmelheck drops it deep. Weller at the end of the penalty kill, now back to full strength as GBS. Pajerski drops for Hoffer. Backhanded goal, a beauty from Pajerski. It's a tie game.
What a rush for Glenbrook South. This is a 2-on-2 of beauty. You see the original pass to Hoffer, who slides it right back to Pajerski, who catches it right in front of Michael Raymond, pulls it to the backhand, has a wide open cage.
And Rubes, if you're Hoffer right here, are you trying to throw that on net, or are you actually trying to make that pass back to Pajerski for a quick stick handle in front of Raderman to tie things up?
The way it looked like it, he knew exactly where Pajerski was to go. It did not have the fierceness you would expect a shot from Blake Hoffer to have. It looked like that was exactly a set-up play and a perfectly executed 2-on-2 by Glenbrook South. 2 times Glenbrook North gets caught without a third man high, and both times Glenbrook South makes them pay.
So after GBN controlled the first period, a 2-0 lead, GBS responds with 2 early second period goals. And we're back to level.
Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 43 seconds of the second period. Pajerski, second of the
Here's
game,
Mulvey.
assisted by Stevens.
Fresh out of the box.
43.
It's just about 10 or 15 seconds after that penalty kill expired that GBS got their second tally. Here's Boris. GBS skating with an extra step now since that second goal. Goldman trying to change that for GBN. McPherson collecting in the corner. Big check comes in. Coming away with it, though, is Benji Ovanian. Here's Sokol. Cesario carries forward. Takes below, centering pass, just missing everybody.
Looks like we have a hat or some sort of object on the ice there.
Certainly not a glove. GBN trying to clear their zone. GBS doing a nice job of keeping the puck alive. Semmelheck rifles it forward. Now Sokol right in front of his bench. No icing, says our linesman. Fagan has Ovanian trying to keep it alive. Babula. Now Frank Serma. Under 10 to go here in the second period. Away with it comes Jackson. GBN trying to regain some of that momentum they had in the first period. Jackson turned off the puck by Fagan, and Trothanis had no idea the puck was waiting for him. Fagan able to wrap it around the boards and out. Hoffer along the far half wall, gets it into the offensive zone. Stevens was waiting for it in the high slot, never got to him. Back the other way comes Charlie Walker, big collision. And there's a stare down after between Fagan and Walker.
Nice hit there from Fagan.
Pajerski ushers it along to Hoffer. And calmly cleared by Charlie Rosen. So after the game really opened up there for a couple of minutes, both teams settling back in. We're back to 2-2 score. This is what this rivalry game is. If you ask people that follow the league, here's a point-blank chance, Henriksen. Rubin below the goal. Henriksen tries a centering pass looking for Robb. Now Hoffer. To speed up the left side, that's where he's lethal. Chips it forward. Now Bonnell across to Mulvey with a ton of space, top of the near circle. He shoots, it squirts through, it scores! GBS takes the lead, it's 3-2.
I could not tell if that puck was deflected, but when that puck slid over to the weak side of the ice, it was all GBS bodies over there besides the net. Michael Raderman, and just like that, Glenbrook South has the.
Dylan, you're down there. It looks like you might have had a great look at it. Could you tell? It looked like the way Raderman reacted that puck got tipped before it went through the net. Were you able to see what actually happened?
Yeah, guys, from my angle, it was pretty clear that it was not deflected. Just Raderman, it looked like he had made the save. Then at about 2 miles an hour, the puck rolled over the goal line. Ryan Mulvey's goal.
Looked like there was a south part that was due to flyby pass. Raderman, too, might have been able to just take away his eyes for a fraction of a second. Just causes him to lose where that puck's going. And South, after being down and really getting it taken to him for the first period, and being able to respond with 3 goals here in the second.
Scored by number 14, Ryan Mulvey.
It is Ryan Mulvey that gets credit for the goal.
Assisted by number 13.
What a response here from GBS in the first 10 minutes of the second period. You're wondering, could this young team, led by a young goaltender, respond? And respond they have.
By Bono at 8:50 for the Titans.
Folks, book your next group outing with the Wolves. Learn more by visiting ChicagoWolves.com or calling 1-800-THE-WOLVES to enjoy a game with your friends, family, or coworkers this holiday season.
We've talked about this response from Glenbrook South and head coach Jim Philbin doing a great job of making an in-game adjustment there. They're really taking advantage of this Glenbrook North forecheck and the space that they're leaving open right now.
Something that we haven't seen yet in SHL play. 3 goals behind Michael Raderman. I'd love to see how he's going to respond here for the second half of this game.
Puck just gets past the stick of Sarah. Here's Sokol. Diving right at him, and now Sokol slow to get up. Looked like a dangerous move as Thomas Henriksen could have been tripping. Surprised it wasn't.
Yeah, easily an argument there for a trip as Glenbrook South looking for a stretch pass there, giving Glenbrook North no breaks.
Nothing like Jim Philbin's face getting redder than a tomato after a missed call.
Yeah, Blake Hopper with a chop, too, on Michael Raderman as he went down to freeze that puck. You see a little skirmish there right next to the South bench, and something that we expected, guys. Tension's starting to heat up on both sides.
So a draw to come to the right of Michael Raderman. GBN just trying to right the ship right now. After not giving up a goal in almost 4 weeks, Ice and Wave, they've given up 3 in less than 10 minutes. That's this game. I started saying right before the 3rd goal. If you would have asked people around the league, probably would have said GBN a little bit of a favorite here tonight. You can throw out the proverbial records. Another chance backdoor. Raderman with a huge save to keep it a 1-goal game.
Max, an equally better save, 2 on the rebound. 2 great saves in a matter of seconds there by Michael Raderman to keep this a one-goal hockey game.
Glenbrook South keeping the pressure on, so many chances off the rush right now. Glenbrook North really in shambles, trying to slow down this Titan offense.
The puck just kept in at the blue line, says our linesman. Eventually makes its way out. Here's Jackson. A huge hit on Fagan. Trying to pry the puck loose. He stays with it, gets it to Hoffer. Hoffer rink wide to Morris. These two teams starting to take some runs at each other. We'll keep an eye on that as we move forward.
And of the recent play, Glenbrook South has had the better support of the puck. Look for that as there's a little bit more physicality coming in now.
Centering Charlie Walker on his backhand. Can't get it by Preston. Robb absorbing a check. Bunnell comes to support. Walker comes away with it. Weiss tries to go up the far wall, now doesn't get it out. Puck's below the goal. Here's Robb. Gets it back to the point. The shot knocked down and cleared by Bunnell. Now coming forward, Charlie Rosen. Draw back to the point, Rosen. Rosen goes cross ice. Walker. He got the game's first goal. Again, Walker able to keep it in. Rubin trying to dig it out from the feet of Weiss, but he's able to get it out. 2-on-2 comes GBS. Here's Boris. Shot from far out, gloved by Raderman after several consecutive got by him. Probably feels good to get one cleanly.
Guys, those 3 goals scored by Glenbrook South here in this second period were 6 minutes and 40 seconds apart. That's the fastest span, second fastest span of 3 goals the Titans have scored this season. Also the 4th time in SHL play that they've scored 3 in any given period. Still some change left here in the second.
A huge response, one I think we can all agree weren't necessarily expecting. Not a high-flying offense from GBS this year, but boy, did they respond. Final 4.5 here, the second period. Thanks for joining us here on Marquee Sports Network. This great annual tradition between Glenbrook North and Glenbrook South. Live from Centennial Ice Rink. Dangerous passes. That was right across the crease.
You said it before I could, Max. That puck inches away from possibly clipping a skate of Preston and ending up in the back of the Titan net.
Similak. Rink wide, finds Ceramic, and a big hit. It was up high, too. GBN looking around for a penalty. They're not going to get one. Now Mulvey gets in on the action as well, but rink wide to Cesario. Kicked out. Back to the neutral zone. Mulvey fires it back in. We've got a penalty. The referee to our left is going to call a penalty against GBN, and it's going to be a tripping. GBS can head to the power play.
It's time for Glenbrook South!
It looks like that penalty is going to go against Jake Semmelheck of Glenbrook North.
He looks pretty upset too. GBN 31 for 31 on the PK. They're going to have to turn in a big one here to just keep things level. The GBS offense has just been so potent here in the second period, and they're going to have to lean on Michael Raderman here to be sharp in the next 2 minutes.
Wes mentioned it, 100% penalty kill for GBN, 31 of 31, by far the best in the league. To be 31 attempts in and still perfect, it's impressive. We'll see if they keep it true. Mulvey plays along the far half wall. Rubin tries to dig it out, can't get it out in his initial attempt, still scrapping and can't get it past the stick of Mulvey.
Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 29 seconds in the second period.
Offer trying to double the lead for the Titans.
2 minutes tripping.
Offer evaluates. He's going to go by GBN. Ryan Mulvey leads the rush with 1:20 on the power play. Mulvey carries. Now circles. As Weller at the point, that's where he goes. Only getting it right back. He'll take a shot, blocked by Trithopoulos. Mulvey once more. Pregame, top of the near circle, drops for Mulvey. Sharp angle, thought about a shot. Opts to hold. 45 left on the power play. Cross ice Weller. Below the goal, Stevens. Right back to Weller. Weller takes a shot, backdoor chance. Pregame just gets locked up, can't get a shot off. Off a deflection, finds the back of the net. It's 4-2 GBS.
What a play there from Blake Hoffer as he bats this puck out of midair. It was the original chance there for Pregame. He was not able to handle it, and right there you see Blake Hoffer just pop that puck out of midair. See how close that stick is to the crossbar, but to my vantage point, it seems like it was well below.
Looks like Michael Raymond, too, loses his blocker there. Just great hand-eye coordination by 8 Blue, the leading scorer of this Titans bunch. Just gets another one here on the power play. And we talked about it, less than 2 minutes before here, how perfect this GBN power penalty kill has been. And that's the first one they've given up all season. Dylan.
Guys, I would say it's fitting that Blake Hoffer scored a goal like that as he's committed to play D1 baseball.
Now Surma coming right back, and Raderman making a save. Dylan, go on.
Committed to play D1 baseball at University of Illinois, but I guess it's not fitting because he's going as a left-handed pitcher. But if you can believe it, hockey is not his main sport. But that right there in his junior year is his 50th career varsity goal for Glenbrook South.
Some young man, Blake Hoffer. Of course, we're on the baseball home of the Cubs. Here on Marquee Sports Network. Will make his way to Big Ten play here coming shortly.
And Weller at 14:56.
Going back to that goal, when that puck originally found its way to the stick of Benji Pregame, it almost felt like everybody was right on their edges. He had that wide open net, almost worked to the Titans' advantage as a couple of GBN defenders found their way to Pregame, which left Hoffer unmarked to be able to bat that puck into the net.
Guys, we talked all throughout the first period the pressure that Thomas Preston was under in the GBS net. He's been hanging out in his net pretty much all period, whereas Raderman has been constantly pestered in net, and GBS has gotten 4 by him in this period.
Max, that's a great call. Only 13 shots from the north side, so expect them to start bringing the heat.
No sooner than I said it, Lions trying to get GBN back on track, but not quite meshing with his defensive core. Too much play around the neutral zone line. We'll get an offside.
Guys, I've got a little injury update for you down here between the benches. GBN's leading scorer, Thomas Henriksen, cut his leg, it appears. We're not exactly sure how or during what play, but you can see the trainer is now heading to the GBN locker room, which is where Henriksen went. So if he can't return to this game, that's a pretty big loss for the Spartans.
Hopefully they can get that patched up here. Just 6 before we cut the ice between periods.
But as mentioned, that is a big loss for Glenbrook North. Coming into this game tied as the leading scorer for this Spartan offense.
Final minute of play here in the second period. It's been all GBS here in the second. 4 unanswered goals for the Titans.
You can just see there's been an extra step in Glenbrook South's skating all period long.
Something kind of eerily similar to last year, right, where Glenbrook South took a 4-1 lead going into the third period, excuse me. So see if the Spartans can answer back.
Pregame trying to add to the lead with a nice move between the legs of a GBN defenseman, and Raderman keeps it out. In that game last year, it was Raderman that made some huge saves in that game to keep GBN in and allow that comeback. We'll definitely be watching that here over the next 17 minutes and change.
Yeah, Max, it started at the beginning of that third period. Michael Raymond with a few great saves, so see if that trend will repeat itself here tonight.
Face-off draw. Finally able to flick it out of the zone. Jumps over Weller's stick with Walker in chase. Here's Rubin, final 20 of the period. Using his body to keep it alive for a moment. Now potentially giving up an odd man rush, trying to hustle back, gets it over Hoffer. Hoffer's shot. Rebound comes out in the slot. Pajurski follow-up, big save, Raderman. GBN just trying to get out of the period, and they do. After 2 periods, 4 unanswered here in the second, GBS takes a 42 lead.
The absolute best response you could have for the Glenbrook South Titans.
34 minutes
For Glenbrook North Spartans, they're going to have to go to this and regroup, and they're in the intermission. 17 minutes coming up is going to be a great watch.
We're going to send it down to ice level where Dylan Ward standing by with GBS captain Ryan Mulvey. Dylan.
Thanks, Max. Ryan, you get the goal there. Your team goes down 2-0 in the first period, 4 unanswered goals in the second period. What changed during the intermission?
You know, I think right after those 2 goals were scored, we knew our momentum got killed, but our momentum's never getting killed this season. We know what we got to do, and if we want to beat a team like this, we got to put shots on the net and bury those goals.
You guys have a lot of shots, as you know pretty well. No lead is safe in the North-South game. What are you going to do here for these last 17 minutes to get the job done?
We got to come out like we played in the second period. We got to come out with all fire, and we just let nothing up.
All right, thanks so much. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. We're going to take a timeout here on Marquee Sports Network. We'll be right back. Last year's J.J. O'Connor winner, Zach Freemuth, live on the broadcast. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes here on Marquee Sports Network. You're watching the annual tradition of North-South on Marquee. Welcome back to Marquee Sports Network. We're live from Centennial Ice Rink, I'm joined by former GBS standout, 4-year varsity player Zach Freemuth. Zach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first, what is it like to be back in this environment? You played in this game last year. You're part of that historic GBS team that snapped the long streak. Now to be on the other side of it as an alumni, what's it been like?
Yeah, it's very weird. You know, coming back, I mean, my favorite part about playing in this game was the alumni that would come back and stand on the glass, seeing the boys from the year before, getting to interact and hopefully celebrate with them after the game was always, you know, very, very special to me and very important to the South family and the South community. Coming back here and being on the outside of the glass for the first time in 5 years is definitely weird, but it's been special. That was a big second period. I had a blast watching down there with my fellow alumni, and hopefully we get another big period here. Zach,
you got to play in this game for 4 years. It's unlike any atmosphere that we broadcast on high school hockey every year. When you saw GBS go down 2-0, what was going through your mind?
I wasn't freaking out at all. I mean, you see the waves in this game with atmospheres like this. Momentum is so big. And, I mean, Raderman, I can't say enough great things about Raderman. But even to a goalie as great as Raderman, which I don't think he's given up 4 goals all season, momentum is huge. And when we get momentum on our side, we're a very tough team to stop. That first line is a very tough line to slow down. And, yeah, just keep the momentum going, because I know we were in this position last year. So keep the pedal to the metal here. Don't let up at all.
Definitely going to get back to some third-period adjustments. Do want to take a quick step back. You got to play for Hall of Fame coach Jimmy Philbin for 4 years. Talk a little bit about, if you would, what it was like to play for him and why he's been so successful as GBS's coach.
Yeah, he creates a family atmosphere. I think every player loves him for that. You know, it's a brotherhood. As soon as you put on that South jersey, you're a family. And when you're a younger guy, the older guys take you in, and when you're alumni, you come back and you're brought right back in. You're a part of the South family here. So he makes it a very special experience. He's an incredible coach. He's very passionate, as you'll see when he's on the bench in games like this. But everyone loves playing for him. And, yeah, I can't say enough great things about Coach Philbin.
You talk about the passion Dylan mentioned when there wasn't a penalty called, the red tomato face of Jim Philbin. You remember that face well.
Oh, absolutely.
So your hockey journey didn't end with high school hockey. Tell us a little bit about what you're up to now.
Yeah, I'm playing Tier 2 juniors in New Hampshire right now. I'm playing for the Northern Cyclones in Nashua, New Hampshire. It's been an adjustment going from high school hockey in Illinois to there. A lot of AAA prep school, guys that have been in juniors for a couple years now. But I've loved it. It's hockey all day, every day, so what's not to love? But, yeah, a lot of guys going D1, D3 out of those leagues, so just excited to see where it takes me.
Bringing it back to this game, you in this league set all sorts of records, GBS records, league records. Just from the time that you were a freshman to now, what's it been like seeing the growth of the SHL?
it's unbelievable. I mean, I could have never dreamed of it becoming this big. You guys do an incredible job, and Dylan Ward on the Instagram and social media. I mean, everything is just unbelievable. I've wanted Illinois high school hockey to become bigger for a long time. I grew up watching this game, wanting more games like this across the state, and with the Blackhawks and Marquee Sports Network now, I mean, just the amount of people that have come together to broadcast these games and to put it out there, it's unreal. And we've seen it, you know, with how many guys are coming back from AAA hockey to play for their high schools. It's a dream come true to be able to see that, I guess, live, you know, as I guess firsthand. And hopefully we keep seeing it grow in the coming years.
So last thing I'm going to ask you is to put your analyst hat back on. You talked about the 4-goal response, and it was clear the GBS defensive core did a much better job of protecting Preston in that second period. You would expect GBN to change that. What adjustments do you see that Jimmy Philbin might be talking about in the locker room?
Yeah, I think we learned from last year, right? So get pucks in deep, go to work, don't let up. I know it's easy to say don't let up, but really, I mean, they got to keep getting pucks on Raderman, and they got to keep getting traffic there. Don't hang back. I would look for a little bit of a neutral zone trap in the third period. Don't give them even an inch in the defensive zone, and every puck needs to get out we like to say 5 feet in, 5 feet out. When you're 5 feet close to the offensive blue line, you get it in, and when you're 5 feet close to getting out of the defensive zone, you got to get it in, or you got to get it out. So those are going to be huge.
Well, Zach, can't thank you enough for coming on here on this broadcast. Of course, great to see you back in the rink, and glad to hear things are going so well.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be back.
Zach Freeman from GBS, thank him for coming on. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have third period action here on Marquee Sports Network. Welcome back to Centennial Ice Rink. Max Anderson, Andrew Rubin, Wes Anderson with you on the broadcast. Gentlemen, a wild sequence with GBN going up 2 in the first and 4 unanswered from GBS. Couldn't script that if we tried.
It's really been a game of the tale of two periods, right? GBN coming out of the hot start, 2 goals, and then great response by the Titans. Gets us here, the 2-goal lead with the Titans coming into the third.
Feeling awfully a lot like could be last year, GBS going to the break with a lead. See how they react these first minutes of the third period, so important.
And we're going to send it down to ice level where Dylan Ward is standing by with GBN head coach Evan Polakidis. See what kind of adjustments they're going to make. Dylan.
Thanks, Max. Coach, first of all, I want to ask you, Thomas Henriksen leaving the game there in the second period with an injury. Do we have an update on him?
Yeah, they bandaged him. It wasn't as deep as we thought it was, so he'll play the third period.
All right, cool. Well, last year you were down 4-1 going into the third period. You won the game. Now you're only down 4-2. So what was the message into the locker room?
Well, the message is the same, right? There's 17 minutes, and you know, you play until the end, until that last horn goes off. So, you know, the next goal, in my opinion, is the biggest goal of the game.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you, Dylan. And folks, get a jump on your holiday shopping with awesome gear for your favorite Wolves fan. They'll love our hoodies, tees, hats, and novelties from Violent Gentlemen, Nike, Adidas, and more, all available right now at ChicagoWolvesStore.com. Max Anderson, Andrew Rubin, Wes Anderson, Dylan Ward down on ice level here as part of the Chicago Wolves Community Showcase in partnership between Marquee Sports Network, the SHL, J&M Media. That's the reset, third period. Wes, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for Glenbrook North to come out with their hair on fire, right? We talked about how Glenbrook South, the Titans, they were really able to control that second period from start to finish. We said that they were going to have to come on that second period with their hair on fire, and they did. 4 unanswered goals. Now I'm expecting that momentum to shift over to the Spartans and eventually tie things up here.
Yeah, Wes, you hit it right on the head. Glenbrook South doing exactly what they need to do in that second period. Almost seemed like they were a step faster for all 17 minutes. Real no grade A chances for Glenbrook North that whole second period as well. Preston barely even getting tested. And we saw Glenbrook South was able to break through Michael Raderman, setting up for what could be a cinematic third period.
And it's one of those dreaded two-score hockey games, right? GBN with a 2-goal lead going into that second period, and now GBS finds themselves with a 2-goal lead here in the third. Dylan.
Guys, just to put it into perspective with some numbers here, Glenbrook North in first place in terms of goals allowed per game at 0.62. All SHL season, they've allowed 8 goals coming into this one. 4 in one period there in the second.
Well, similar setup to last year. Dylan talked about with Evan Pulikitis. The key to that one is GBN started to pepper Eli Kamens with pucks. They got some passed. That's what had success in the first period for the Spartans. They're going to have to find it again here in the third.
And Max, with only 13 shots through 2, they really got to get the offense going here in the third. Only 17 minutes to get it done, but hey, they were able to pot 2 in the first. Who says they can't pot 2 here in the third?
Wes, you talked about that 2-goal lead. Always interesting to see what a coach wants. Do you keep your foot on the gas, try to get for that third goal, or do you try to pack it in, protect that 2-goal lead? Something to look forward to for this Glenbrook South team, what their strategy is in this third period.
Fresh sheet of ice, teams back to the first period sides. 17 minutes separate one of these two teams from bragging rights for the next 365 days. Will it be the Glenbrook North Spartans or the Glenbrook South Titans? We'll find out right here on Marquee Sports Network. Logan Lyons first to play the puck for GBN. And quickly, now Daniel Rubin skating past Fagan. Rubin trying to catch up to it. Come over to cut him off, Zayden Weller. Now Hoffer coming up the left wing. That left-handed shot always so lethal. Get to Pajurski in the slot. Pajurski couldn't get it past Raderman, but you can see the connection between those two continuing to flourish.
We're really seeing how clean GBS, just like in that second period, almost facing no pressure on the rush, able to set up. You see that high slot play right there. Great first chance for the Titans.
Draw to come to the right of Michael Raderman. Won cleanly by Rubin. Now Lyons skates with the puck. Captain for GBN trying to get something started for the Spartans, and he enters just a moment too soon. Tough signs.
Andrew, something you said, that GBN's got to do a better job supporting the puck. We see Lyons right there with some nifty footwork through the neutral zone. He makes one great move, tries to make another, but no support on the back end. If you're the Spartans here in this third period, you got to do a better job of helping out your teammate as they're moving that puck up the ice.
And we mentioned when Glenbrook North had their success, they got that power play goal, but right after when they got that second goal, it was off the forecheck, forcing a turnover and getting pucks to the net.
Titans able to calmly play out of their zone. Cesario carries, but Henriksen able to win it back. See him back on the ice. Heard from Evan Pulikitis. They were able to get his cut bandaged up. Ryan Mulvey with the puck. He's got a goal to his name. You heard the confidence brimming from him after the second period when he was down on the ice with Dylan Ward. Titans side full of confidence at this point. Here's Surma. Tries a centering pass. Rosen slows it down. Sokol. Back to Mulvey. Grithanis will carry it for GBN. Rink wide finds Henriksen. He fires one in on Preston. And while that might not look like much, it's a start, and GBN's got to start getting pucks towards Preston once again.
Yeah, Max, we talked about the one and dones that Michael Raderman was able to generate there in the first period. We see that here on the other side for the Spartans. They got to do better job of forcing Preston to make a save and make a second save off of that. So see if they're able to generate that here as we go along in this third period.
Puck waits in the face-off dot. Eventually, the Titans chip it back into neutral ice. Here's Bunnell. Weiss fouls up. His shot towards net deflects. Bunnell tries getting it on to Boris. And Semmelheck comes away with it for GBN. 3-on-3 comes Semmelheck. Fortunate bounce. Titans bring it back the other way. Here's Boris. Centering pass. Bunnell gets tied up, fouling at Weiss. Couldn't get there in time. Puck riding the rail all the way around the goal. And making sure it gets out is Plyam.
Something again to keep watching for. Glenbrook South at their own blue line will do a very good job. I mentioned it earlier. Glenbrook North cannot afford to have any turnovers at the Glenbrook South blue line if they want to come back in this game.
Boris at the end of a long shift will go for a change. Jake Semmelhack, the captain for GBN, fires it in on Preston. Will Petrovic getting a shift here early in the third period. Now it's going to be a penalty against GBN, an early one and an ill-advised one by Jackson Babula. And GBN's going to head to the penalty kill.
Looks like Pajula just got that stick up just a little too high there. And as you mentioned, that's a tough penalty to take here in the third period for the Spartans.
So leading by 2, GBS with a power play goal to their name already. It's the first shorthanded goal that GBN had given up all season. And again, folks, we're not early. This is 14 games into the season. GBN gave up their first shorthanded goal. And GBS trying to pad their lead. Hoffer gets it back to the point. Weller.
Glenbrook North penalty number 89, Jackson Babula.
Rosen bodies him off the puck. Tries to chip it past Mulvey, but he keeps it in. Here's Pajurski in a weak pass, and Walker can't keep his feet, so he can't get it out. A couple of deflections, just misses the far post.
Seeing a little bit more pressure from this GBN penalty kill early on.
Cross ice Mulvey, his shot off the side of the net, but there was an opening there. Raderman was off his post. Here's Pajurski. Good stick check from Lyons. Slows the puck down and lets Walker clear it.
Andrew, you mentioned some great active sticks here by the Spartans on this PK. Getting a little bit more aggressive here, knowing that they're down 2 goals. Have to turn in a clean slate here with down 1 man.
We also saw Glenbrook South really take advantage of the time that they had on that first power play.
Minute 5 left on the power play. Surma alive on the far circle. Sokol below the goal. Spun around the boards and past Weller. 50 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Titans. Mulvey with speed up the left wing, carries it below the goal. Here's Cesario. Pops loose, Surma can't catch up to it. And cleared again, 25 remaining on the advantage. Here's Hoffer. Waiting just beside Raderman. He's going to have to come up with more saves if GBN's going to come back, you know it. Here's Stevens. That's the end of the power play. Back to full strength is GBN. Fagan skates in. That just misses the near post. And cleared out. Henriksen coming up the left wing. Here's Henriksen with some space. Quickly erased by Fagan. And a broken stick. Now loose backdoor trying to bury it home are the Spartans and not able to get it past the young goaltender. We'll take another look.
Looked like that puck was just bouncing all sorts of different directions in front of Thomas Preston. We get another look at it here.
Thomas Preston gonna have to come up with some big ones here in the third period, and that's the first. He lost his stick there for a moment as well.
Also going back to that power play, what could have been the potential kill shot for Glenbrook South turns out to be a huge kill for Glenbrook North, maybe to give them some momentum.
Contreras for GBN, flips it back into the offensive zone. Now Will Fagan misses everybody with that pass, and that's an icing.
And guys, that was the first good chance we saw from the Spartans in this period. The puck had eyes, just talking about it's bouncing here on this fresh ice, and just the Spartans just need more of that, trying to create chaos in front of Preston, just make his life difficult and just get as many shots as you can on him with just over, 11 minutes and change here in the third.
What could have been the first good chance for the Spartans since 5 minutes to go in the first period, somewhere around then.
Jerzak fires it back towards the offensive end for GBN, but only so far as center ice. Weller gets it deep. Jackson and Jerzak. Bunnell gets it for GBS. Boris coming off the near half wall, couldn't get a shot off. Now Boris in the corner. Goes to Bunnell behind the goal. And Jerzak finally able to release pressure, but goes too far for icing. Folks, book your next group outing with the Wolves. Learn more by visiting ChicagoWolves.com or calling 1-800-THE-WOLVES to enjoy a game with your friends, family, or coworkers this holiday season. Big thank you to Tim Weaver and everybody over at the Chicago Wolves for organizing this initiative, along with Marquee Sports. Of course, us here at J&M Media, so happy to bring you this great tradition on the North Shore between Glenbrook North and Glenbrook South. Sharp angle shot. Raderman able to keep it out. Weiss tried to wind and fire, couldn't get a shot off. Fennell centering pass. Boris gets a shot, but good save by Raderman. Krzykovic fired a shot, following it as Babula can't get a second shot off. Rosen near point. He'll flip it towards goal, bouncing around in front of Preston. And Mulvey there to clear it of danger for the Titans. Under 10 to go. GBS roared back in the second period with 4 unanswered to lead this one 4-2. And GBN come back once again, just like they did last year. There's a shot from Pajurski. And Raderman drops his glove on it.
At some point, guys, the defense for the Spartans team is going to have to step up, get active in that play. I feel like as soon as the puck comes over that center ice line, if the Spartans do choose to dump it in, it's going to have to be an all-force forecheck in there to retrieve that puck, try and create some offense in front of Preston.
Yeah, you want to see when Glenbrook North is going to try to start taking some chances. You know, maybe not elect for the safe play, maybe go more for the play that can result in a goal.
Play off the draw, trying to find Rob up that right wing, but a little bit too far, it'll be icing.
It's a set play, 2 off the face-off, trying to stretch that far side wing, just not able to connect. One of those pass off the boards, use the boards as the 6th player for you, but you know, that's something I'm expecting to see it from the Spartans here in the defensive zone if they're able to win the face-offs like that going forward.
Draw to the left of Raderman, cleanly won by the Spartans. They tried again, but again rifled too far, and it goes for icing. Same exact play, just couldn't connect.
It's almost like we know what we're talking about here on J&M Media Humblers. But that's what they've got to do here, right? Less than 10 minutes to go in the third. They got to start taking some stretch passes, expand that neutral zone, and really get the Titans D to back up.
Rubin wins another draw. Semmelhack throws it again, and again icing. So again, as a reminder, if you're a little confused, you are allowed to change during icing in high school hockey. Not quite as restrictive as the NHL.
See our 4-man official crew kind of chuckle after that icing. They're getting sick and tired of bringing this puck back to the other zone.
A couple extra sprints for the Stripes. Called a good game so far. Trithanis carries it forward for GBN. Fires a shot, goes wide. 9 minutes to go, and GBS continuing to control pace. Haven't seen GBN get much of any kind of quality chance here in the third period. That's got to change quickly. Stevens, 1-on-3, tries to weave through everybody, takes a tumble, but no call. Charlie Walker trying to throw a hit to get his team back moving. Now collision on the near half wall. Pajurski comes over to help for GBS. Pajurski, 3 Titans in close proximity. Centering, but Kristen Miller cuts it off. Here's Miller. GBN going for changes, so no rush forward. Rosen rifles it deep. Now Fagan with the puck. Comes back to center right. For Luke Jackson.
Exactly the game Glenbrook South wants to get in here as we wind down the clock in the third period. Really no energy on either side. That's what they want to do. They want to play this game boring and lock it down for a win.
Soccer fans might call it a bit of park the bus. Hockey fans call it grind out a win. Here's Rosen with the puck for GBN. And that's going to be a no. Thought we would see a penalty after that hit. None to be had. A shot fought off by Preston, kept in by Jackson. His shot, side of the net, waiting, but nobody from GBN can get a second shot. Weiss coming in to try to keep it alive. We see Bonnell not taking any chances. Could have fought to keep that puck in, said let's just be smart with it. Flipped in on Raderman, he wants to play on. Rosen. Here's Morris from a sharp angle. It's deflected. Now a scrum in the corner. Jackson still trying to break it loose. Morris takes a tumble. Finally, Rosen able to fire it off the boards all the way down for icing. Wes, we saw earlier in the game Raderman trying to play on, and they have the quick whistles. That's something a goaltender will talk to an official about, say, hey, I'm going to be looking to play pucks more frequently.
Not necessarily, but something that as you catch the puck and they see you either turn to the side or they see you going to play it, they'll be a little bit more cautious about blowing the whistle. I think of the one we saw in the first period was kind of emphatic snare, and I don't think the rest thought he was actually going to move that puck going forward. But I think on that last opportunity that we saw, it's pretty clear that Raymond was trying to keep things moving here in the third period.
6 minutes to go. Separate GBS from winning the inaugural Glenbrook Cup. A new thing that this rivalry has brought in this year is an actual trophy that will be exchanged over the coming years. Forever it was just bragging rights. Now there's a trophy behind it. Here's Hoffer trying to cement it. Fought off by Raderman. Wyam, good stick to chip it past Hoffer.
Glenbrook South still looking a step faster in the late minutes of this game as well. They're still getting to all these loose pucks. Again, it almost just seems like they're moving faster than Glenbrook North.
And Andrew, they haven't taken their foot off the pedal at all, right? They've got as many shots, six shots aside here in the third period for both teams. It's great to see the South team just keeping their foot on the pedal and just trying to will this one out against North.
Lyons trying to break free for GBN. If they hurry, they can have a 3-on-2. Here comes Lyons. His shot just into the B of GBS.
Good job there from Thomas Preston, not allowing any sort of rebound. You mentioned possible numbers there for GBN. But Preston, ever since landing those 2 goals, again, has not seen very much action, but he has been dialed in.
Yeah, it looked like Lyons was waiting for someone to get open, and you could feel that back pressure. Just really didn't have any other choice but to throw that on net. And as you mentioned, Andrew, just another great save by Preston.
Puck goes towards net off the draw, but wide of the cage. And chip back out into neutral ice. Semmelheck trying to slow it down. Brezkovic. Under 5 to go. Stay with us after the game. We'll have interviews from down on ice level, from if it's GBS to hold on here in the last few minutes. It'll be Jimmy Philbin, and Dylan will corral a player or two. I'm sure it'll be jovial, but GBN still 4.5 minutes to try to change that script. We'll start to keep an eye on the goal of Michael Raderman as well. GBN opts to pull him. Puck gets deep. Semmelheck and Sokol, 2 of the best in this Scholastic Hockey League. Rink wide, finds Walker. Walker's shot goes high of the cage. Hoffer collects for GBS. Stevens in the high slot, can't control. Rosen carries it up for GBN. Shot from Rubin, deflects to the corner. Here's Walker. It's 1 man to go down. Goes back to Rob. Rob's shot deflects up into the netting. And we'll have a face-off draw. 3:27 to go, down by 2. Is this potentially a moment that Evan Polakidis takes timeout?
I don't think you can take the timeout yet. You got to think about it. You still need 2 goals, and you want to have your best players on the ice for as much of this final 3 minutes and 30 seconds as possible.
You can see he's talking to his coaching staff, too, of when they're thinking about pulling Raderman. You can see Raderman coming up to the hash marks. I feel like if North is able to win this draw, we'll see Raderman come out of the cage.
Hoffer gets it off the draw, so Raderman will stay right where he is. Hoffer's clearance goes far enough for icing, so we'll see if that changes the dynamic. It looks like Raderman at least is going to come out of his cage now. I see the timeout signal from Evan Polakidis, so GBN, it looks like they're going to take their timeout here with 3:19 left in the third.
Glenbrook North calls their 60-second timeout. Timeout started.
Yeah, we hear from PA Sam Schwartz, and assistant coach Ben Stein's going to go to the chalkboard. Andrew, you're the forward on the broadcast. What is assistant coach Stein trying to draw up here on the whiteboard?
You got to go over what's going to happen on both outcomes, both if you win the faceoff or if you lose the faceoff. You got to have your set play for when you win the faceoff, where you can get yourself a quick chance. See if you can pop in a goal real quick. That really makes things interesting. You also have to go over on defense. If you were to lose the faceoff, how do you not let them get a free shot almost at this empty net? The responsibilities you need to have to try to keep that puck in the zone as much as possible. This is the most important faceoff of the game, just because if Glenbrook North can find a way to keep the puck in the zone, it's real hard to get away or almost apply pressure to a team with 6 bodies on the ice until they get the puck to the net, and then after that, it's just a mad scramble about who wants it more.
That's something we saw that on that first goal when they had the man advantage on the power play. They were able to control it off the face-off, and then a great passing play up top, which led to that first power play goal. So hopefully for their sake, for them to get back in this game, you mentioned it, they to score a goal in the next minute. It's anybody's hockey game at that point. It's a 1-goal game with 2 minutes left. So they're definitely looking to try and pot one here in the next minute and a half.
On the flip side for Glenbrook South, they're going over especially all their defensive responsibilities. It's probably a real simple plan if they're to win the faceoff, how to get the puck out of the zone. They're making sure they got a man on a man in order to protect the front of their net.
3:19, can GBN find a miracle? It's a tough start here. He's staying alive, Semmelheck. Rob trying to get it up to Rubin, but cleared. Back into the GBN zone. Captain Jake Semmelheck plays for Walker. Rubin gonna fire it deep. Sterner on the other side. Comes back to the point, Semmelheck. He'll fire towards goal, but it was wide. Following up Lions. And trickles out of the zone, collected by Semmelheck.
Not a whole lot of movement from GBN right now in the neutral zone.
Here's Lions, and he fires it deep. Mulvey turns, fires off the glass, and fortunate bounces, it stays in for Rubin. Rubin trying to pick his way through the slot. Now Sterner trying to help, but again cleared. Semmelheck has been out there a while, but he beats Hoffer. 6 attackers on the ice for GBN. GBS 4 second period goals to take the commanding 4-2 lead. After GBN came out at such a high note, Thomas Preston, the freshman, trying to get his first North-South victory.
That's something that the Spartans needed. That you can see Semmelhack just keeled over. He's going to the bench. They needed reinforcements here, and talked about it before. An offensive zone face-off here. Spartans able to win that, control the play, potentially get that third goal here, try and cut that lead in half, and then just try and look for the fourth one after.
Face-off won by GBN. Here's Rosen, shoots, just misses the near post. Comes out the other side, Jackson firing it towards goal. Now sharp angle, Henriksen had a chance out in front. Rosen on the follow-up, his shot. Lots of traffic in front, trying to stuff it home, but not finding it was Miller. Rosen down to his knees to keep it alive for the Spartans. Hard bounce off the boards, comes to Jackson, far circle. And now cleared once again, taking a shot at the empty net, just missing, that'll be icing.
It's one of those when you've got the 2-goal lead, you've got a little bit more liberties to take a shot at that net, and especially when you can change off the icing. Head coach Jimmy Philman's going to be okay with that, trying to put the game away. As long as you win a defensive zone face-off here, that you're going to be all right. Dylan.
Guys, a large majority of the Glenbrook North fans heading to the exits here with 1:23 to go.
Looking like a tall task for the Spartans. Just has not clicked offensively at all for them since that first period. Rosen drops it deep. And not able to collect. Rosen tries once more to keep it alive, and he does. Now forced out Pregame. Pregame already with 2 goals. Maybe trying to find a hat trick on the empty net. Chip back out, Semmelhack. Here's Fagan. Getting desperate again, tossing, trying to find that empty net goal wide, so the icing.
I'm going to be honest, guys, I'm real shocked to see still, it seems like almost a lack of energy. You're not really seeing a whole bunch of urgency out of this Glenbrook North team still. You're seeing a bunch of guys just kind of standing around, kind of waiting for something to happen at this point in the game. You almost got to feel like that desperation should be able to kick into effect.
Yeah, Rubes, you saw that there for a minute where they got some great pressure, but outside of that, no real great chances here in the third period against Preston.
GBS in prime position to take back the crown. We talked about it at the outset. It was 18 straight for GBN in this game until 2021. GBS took it back. Zach Freemuth, a huge part of that streak breaker. You heard from him between the second and third period. GBN in miraculous fashion coming back from a 3-goal deficit last year to take back the crown, but now it looks like GBS is going to win the inaugural Glenbrook Cup. 365 days of bragging rights for this GBS team. The freshman goaltender looking to make a statement. The deflection, that will do it. GBS wins North-South on Thanksgiving Eve.
That's the end of the game. South wins. Your final score this evening, the Glenbrook South Titans 4, the Glenbrook North Spartans 2. Final shots on goal.
The emotion from Glenbrook South here. You see they all find their way to the fans. You can hear it in this building. You heard the countdown as well. Pure pandemonium. As Max Anderson mentioned, bragging rights for the next 365 days for the Glenbrook South Titans.
And the Titans able to capture the first Glenbrook Cup. You see handshakes exchanged. It's a great game. Both teams with their fair share of chances, but the second period ended up being the tail of the tape for the Titans.
So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back with post-game interviews in just a moment right here on Marquee Sports Network.
This is Sam Schwartz, and thanks for coming out.
Welcome back to Centennial Ice. A 4-2 victorious Glenbrook South Titans side in dramatic fashion in that second period, guys. It was a buzzsaw. It was 4 goals in less than 10 minutes for GBS. As now we're going to send it down to ice level where Dylan Ward standing by with the multiple goal scorer, Benji Pregame. Dylan.
Thanks, guys. Benji, you're now a senior, but you've been on this varsity team since your sophomore year. You scored 2 goals in this one. How does this rank in all of your North-South experience?
I mean, this is probably my favorite game I've ever played in my life, like, for sure. Like, that was amazing, finally winning after losing last year. It's absolutely amazing that I wouldn't trade anything for it.
You go up 2-0 in the first period. A big answer in the second period with 4 goals. What changed between those 2 periods?
I mean, before the game and these last few months, we knew we came in to win this game. We had no doubt we were going to lose this game. So going down 2-0 kind of shocked us a little bit, but second period we came out better and scored 4 goals.
All right, Benji, go get in that picture. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, you too.
A bunch of happy young humans down there. I think Dylan's going to try to corral Jim Philbin after a picture, but guys, it was the response in that second period, and there were some huge Preston saves as well that kept them in it.
Absolutely. Thomas Preston, we mentioned earlier, after those 2 early goals, he showed up big time for this Glenbrook South team, shutting the door. And they talked about they were shocked by going down 2-0, but they did not panic. They stuck to their game plan. They did what they knew was right, and that led to them coming out of this game with a victory.
Yeah, over 15 consecutive saves by Preston after giving up those 2 goals. So just great on him to bounce back.
So we'll send it back down to Dylan, who's got the victorious Hall of Fame head coach, Jim Philbin.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, you go down 2-0 in the first period, and a lot changed there in the second. You score 4 unanswered goals. What was your message after the first?
After the first period, I told the boys, I go, you're outplaying them. You know, our forwards stay calm. I had Joe talk to the D. I go, keep doing what you're doing. It's going to pay off, and it did.
All right, I got to ask you, what are your plans tonight after this 4-2 win?
I'm going to be really tired tomorrow.
And last one for you, just, you go up 4-2 coming into the third period. You were up 4-1 last year. What was the biggest key to not allowing a goal in that third period and just kind of keeping the score there and riding it out for the victory?
Well, we want to shut them down in that neutral zone, keep the puck back in their zone as much as possible, make easy, soft plays to get out of the zone. We get the opportunity, want to get that 5th goal. It didn't come our way, but we didn't need it, and nice big win for us and 2 points in the standings.
All right, Coach, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Guys?
Dylan, excellent work all game long, down on ice level. That's Dylan Ward. Gentlemen, final thoughts.
Nothing like winning the Thanksgiving Eve game. Awesome rivalry, awesome atmosphere. This game delivers yet again.
Just a tradition like no other. Jim Nance will say that. I'll say that here tonight. And it's always great being here in Wilmette the night before Thanksgiving, and looking forward to it again.
I want to thank our great crew here tonight. We had Joel Schneider, Matt Freeman, Matt Budin on our cameras. We had Luke Jordan helping out with the technicals here today. We had Dylan Ward down on ice level. That's Wes Anderson. Back here, you don't see him, but that's Jimmy the Wiz Olsen, the best production man in the game. Andrew Rubin, I'm Max Anderson. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Chicago Wolves Community Showcase here on Marquee Sports Network. Once again, the final, the victorious Glenbrook South Titans take it 4-2. Thank you so much for tuning in to Marquee Sports for this annual tradition on Thanksgiving Eve.